Peace and blessings. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy. Ancient African wisdom for the modern sister. How are you, my dear and happy and loving sisters? I did say happy because that's what I want for you. I want you to be happy and joyful and loving. I want you to love yourself so much. I want you to know who you are and where you come from, because if you know who you are and where you come from, then there's no way you could deny your beauty, your unique and divine beauty. And I want to share that with you today, just that message. I want to tell you about my day, because sometimes if I think, like sometimes I say, oh, you know, I want to do a video on, and then the camera comes on, and then it's like, you know what, I don't want to do a video. I want to do a video on what Spirit tell me to do. And so if you see all the beautiful stuff that I have laid out, I just finished doing a video for my intensive, my virtual intensive 21-day. It's called Return of the Sacred Beauty. And so I wanted to, I just wanted you to know that it took me a lifetime to be where I am now. It took me and continues to take me, and it will continue to take me a lifetime to truly walk into sacred beauty. And these are the tools that I've used over my life. The essential oils, the aloe vera plant, the powerful books, and Back to Eden, the powerful herbs. These are the things that I used. I know so many of y'all in the last video, y'all said, you know, tell me about if you could use the clay suppository if you're pregnant, and tell me if you could, you know, what can I do about low self-esteem and what. And I know that this sounds deep, but the answer to both those questions, and for me, all of the questions, is love yourself. Love yourself, because if you love yourself, then you won't have that low self-esteem. If you love yourself, you won't let people come into your life that don't want to do you any good. If you love yourself, and I'm talking to myself, it's like when I look back, and if I just said affirmation, I love myself, therefore I don't smoke herb, or don't smoke cigarettes, or don't drink, or don't, I'm saying what you could be saying. Therefore I don't allow negative relations in my life. Therefore I don't allow someone to enter my yoni that is not clean. Therefore I don't. If you just had that affirmation, I love myself, therefore, and you start naming all the things that either you are allowing to happen in your life right now, or all the things that you have allowed to happen in your life, just going through it and writing it down. So I brought out my journal and writing it down in a journal. I love myself, therefore. Do you know that half of your diseases, half of the trials and tribulations you go through, half of the healing that you are so desiring would come like that? The diseases would go away, the blessings will come in. Because once you realize that what you're doing to yourself or have done to yourself is truly not loving yourself, you're not going to, when you see it in so-called black and white, you're not going to want to do that anymore. You're not going to want to not love yourself anymore. You're not going to allow certain things in your life anymore. Every disease, I believe, as far as for black women and maybe for everyone in the world, it starts from the not loving yourself. And for us, it starts from the lack of knowing ourselves. Knowing our divinity as black women, knowing our Nile Valley history, knowing our African history, knowing the greatness of us as a people way before you were born. That's where it comes from. Knowing that we're more than the external, knowing that the internal dictates the external. Any disease, yes, there's remedies, and if you take any of my courses, I will teach you every single physical remedy that you could take or use to get rid of any disease. But it will come back. It will come back if you don't do the internal work. Or you'll slip and slide, you'll backslide, and you'll go back to that old lifestyle if you don't do the internal work. If you don't understand who you are and what the greatness is, you're connected to the stars. You're connected to the moon. Like, I'm not even playing. Like, this is African people, spirituality was all about cosmology. That the cosmos govern who and what you are, your feelings. And that if you knew where the stars were and the moon was, if you knew what the sun did or what the role of it, you would get in that sun more. You would adjust your life according to where the moon is. You would fast during the equinoxes and the solstice. See, sacred beauty is about having an understanding of your divine spirituality. That makes you beautiful. That's what I'm teaching in this intensive. That you can only join until this Friday. After this Friday, you can just buy the 3-hour intensive. You won't get the 21 days. There's no way I could answer or speak to every woman individually. But if you come into the intensives or the groups, I can help you so much more. Sometimes it looks like our problem is if you have a cold, then you take cold medicine, right? But no, if you have a cold, what are you holding down? What's truth are you not speaking? If you have a cold, what are you stuffing? Depending on if you have a stuffed up nose or an achy head, what is annoying you? What is irritating you? It's not just take cold medicine for your cold, because it'll just keep coming back. Do you understand you can live a life where you'll never have another cold again? I only speak this way to you and only tell you this because I know that I was so good. I got remedies galore. I know how to heal most things. The most difficult part of healing is healing the self. It's healing the root. It's healing the core. And for us as black women, we've had some roots that's been cut, particularly our history in the diaspora. Even African women in the continent. Just been cut. Just try to disconnect us from the truth about us, from the magic about us. We must learn our sacred power. We must rebuild and regrow and replant the sacred root, so that those herbs could work better and faster. The crystals or the salt lamps can work better and faster. The plants can work better and faster. The books and the knowledge in them can work better and faster. And one of the most powerful ways is the affirmation I gave you. I love myself, therefore I. You can do it, therefore I won't allow, and you can name it, or you can write, I love myself, therefore I always give myself nourishing foods. I love myself, therefore I only surround myself around high energy people. I love myself, therefore I protect my sacred womb and yoni. I love myself, therefore I adorn my body in an array of rainbow colors. I love myself, therefore I don't put toxins on or in my body. I love myself, therefore. And if you can write those positive things down, it's just as effective as writing the negative thing down. There's something called the 42 laws of Ma'at, and some people call it the 42 negative confessions. And the idea is when you arise in the morning, you say, I will not steal, I will not lie, I will not eat foods that are toxic, I will not. And in the night you say, I have not. So in a sense, whether you use I love myself, therefore I, and I don't allow this and that, or I love myself, therefore I bring in this or that, either way, you get to look at what you've done to yourself. But you don't say that, you don't sit there and go, well, I did it to myself and I deserve it, I did it to myself and I'm bad, I did it to myself and I should punish myself. No, that's not the kind of hit I'm about. Love yourself. The past is the past. You can't get that back. Good, bad, or indifferent. You don't even need it. Unless it is your past of your ancient Nile Valley history or your past of your ancient African beauty and history. That past will move you forward. The stuff that happened that was negative, the only way that can move you forward, if you can see that did not bring you joy, happiness, and all it brought you was pain. Because if you can see that, then you will no longer allow it in your life. You have to come together as a group. I wonder sometimes, I say, wow, the money that I know as I've gotten older, I noticed that whatever is good for me, I will circulate that money to get it. Whether it's some crystals or some essential oils, even the expensive ones, or some powerful books that I can help change my life, or the herbs. And when I didn't have any money, when I was struggling, a mother on welfare for all my new subscribers, then I went to the library and got the books. Then I waited till the essential oils went on sale. Then I collected herbs from people's gardens and asked them if it was okay if I took them. This is when I couldn't afford to buy beautiful dresses, so I wore the dresses I had and ironed them and washed them and made them as clean and beautiful as I possibly could. This is when I knew I could afford some sea salt, and I knew that true beauty came from within anyway, and I would take sea salt bath for hours because that was really my beauty, and it didn't even matter what I had on my body, if it was old or kind of worn. To truly say I am a sacred woman does not use foul language. A sacred woman does not yell or scream to get her point across. A sacred woman does not judge others. A sacred woman does not allow toxins to enter her body. And if you want to be a sacred woman or learn how to be a sacred woman, because we all are continually learning how to be a sacred woman. I don't have it all the answers. I'm still growing. I'm still working on the building. I'm still learning about me. Do you want to learn about you and your sacredness? Do you want to eradicate low self-esteem from your life? Heartache and pain, physical diseases? Sister, wonderful question. You asked me to talk about a little about how to heal yourself from endometriosis, and you're doing a lot of this stuff already. Being around like-minded women in a group is excellent for you. Also, really focusing on removing all toxins from your life, especially those physical toxins, the soaps that you use, the shampoos. If women are wearing hair weaves, very toxic. You can, not to say that we didn't wear wigs. In ancient Kemet and ancient Africa, we did wear wigs. I'm sure they probably were not made of synthetic fabrics or fibers. And even then, you know, I learned about Queen Taye and how even though the women of Kemet back then were wearing wigs, they were wearing very long, straight wigs. And she was the one that decided to wear more Nubian style wigs, shorter wigs, that had afros or Nubian knots or even braids. You have to be unique and different. You have to break and stop following the trend and set them. There's always somebody, no matter how ancient, how spiritual a time is, that stands out from the rest. There's always somebody who walks to their own drumbeat. There's always somebody who understands that she's a leader and not a follower. And there are many leaders. We can all be a leader. We have to lead ourselves to greatness. I'm going to rest now. I'm going to put my feet up. I'm going to lay my head down on my pillow. I'm going to go in bed. I'm going to write in my journal. And I'm going to look forward to my next day of coming to my Sacred Beauty group. Return to the Sacred Beauty. Return to the Sacred Beauty. $97, 21 days. Even if you join now, you still get the days you missed. Don't wait till Friday. Join now. If you have to wait till Friday, join then. So yes, y'all, I don't know if you can see my sacred bendy, but I got my bendies. I got put 3 this time. And I think it's called Uja in the Kemetic belief system. We've always worn this. It's very African. I got my red, because today represents the Warrior Spirit Tuesday. It's red, Hurukuti, so I got the red in my dress. And also the red side, like I said, I'm working this. This is my red, the red in my fan. I'm wearing my Nefertiti earrings, a classic beauty of ancient Egypt, of ancient Kemet. To remember my own beauty, my own classic beauty beauty that never goes out of style. Beauty that never has to be on trend, because they are the trend, just by being their beautiful, sacred self. I got my sacred copper on to take out any toxins from the body, any aches or pains, to keep the blood purified and clean. Sacred beauty. I got my wood on to make sound, to remind me and to awaken my ancestors, to let them know that I am ready to be one with them, that I am calling on them for their protection and their love. I have my sacred shea butter on to protect me from the sun, but also to allow the sun rays to penetrate me deep within and enlighten my heart. We are sacred women. We are beautiful. And if you want to know more about it, you want to heal anything, come on into the Sacred Beauty Intensive, Return of the Sacred Beauty. I love you all with all my heart. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy, Ancient African Wisdom for the Modern Sister. And let me just show, I know I'm out of the frame, but I just wanted to show you the dress. And I'll come a little closer to show you the bendy. Peace and blessings.